Charlie Sigvardsen's story is one of resilience. He rose from humble beginnings. Born in the midst of the Great Depression, he knew hardship from a young age. His family, like many others, struggled to make ends meet. They lived in a poor neighborhood. Food was scarce. Opportunities were limited. But young Charlie had a spirit that couldn't be broken. Even as a child, he was resourceful. He would help his parents by delivering newspapers and doing odd jobs. Every penny counted. Every experience, no matter how small, was a lesson learned. These early challenges shaped him. They instilled in him the values of hard work, determination, and perseverance. Little did he know, these values would be his greatest assets later in life. His parents, despite their own struggles, never lost sight of the importance of education. They believed it was the key to a better life. They instilled this belief in their son. Charlie took their words to heart. He excelled in school. He was particularly drawn to subjects like history and economics. He was fascinated by how the world worked. His thirst for knowledge was insatiable. He knew that education was his ticket out of poverty. He worked hard to earn a scholarship. It was a proud moment for him and his family. He was the first in his family to go to university. It was a chance to break the cycle of poverty. He was determined to make the most of it. The world was in turmoil during Charlie's formative years. The Great Depression cast a long shadow. World War II soon followed. These events left an indelible mark on him. They highlighted the fragility of life. They also underscored the importance of resilience. The war effort touched every aspect of life. Rationing became commonplace. Families learned to make do with less. Charlie witnessed firsthand the sacrifices people made. He saw the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. These experiences would stay with him. They shaped his worldview. Despite the hardships, there was a sense of community. People helped each other. They shared what little they had. The spirit of solidarity left a deep impression on Charlie. He learned the importance of compassion and empathy. These values would later guide his philanthropic endeavors. The war eventually ended. A sense of relief swept across the globe. For Charlie, it marked a turning point. He was determined to build a better future. He threw himself into his studies. He focused on his education. He knew that knowledge was power. It was the key to creating a more just and equitable world. Charlie thrived in the academic environment. He was a star student. He excelled in his chosen field of economics. His professors recognized his sharp mind and analytical skills. He was encouraged to pursue a PhD. He embraced the opportunity with open arms. For his doctoral thesis, he chose to focus on international trade. He was particularly interested in the cocoa bean. He was fascinated by its journey from bean to bar. He spent countless hours researching. He traveled to cocoa plantations around the world. He immersed himself in the study of this fascinating commodity. However, fate had other plans for Charlie. At the age of 40, he faced a significant setback. He lost a significant portion of his savings in a bad investment. It was a devastating blow. He had worked so hard. He had poured his heart and soul into his research. Now he was forced to reevaluate his future. He had to make a change. Leaving academia was not an easy decision. He had spent years dedicated to his research. He had a passion for knowledge, but he was also a pragmatist. He knew he had to be realistic. He needed to find a way to rebuild his life. He needed a new challenge. He began to explore other options. He refused to let this setback define him. He was determined to turn his life around. Charlie's research on cocoa beans had sparked a new passion. He had always loved chocolate, but now he saw it in a different light. He understood the complexities of the industry. He saw an opportunity to combine his business acumen with his love for this sweet treat. He decided to take a leap of faith. He used the remainder of his savings to start a small chocolate company. He rented a small shop in his neighborhood. He bought used equipment. He was determined to make his mark on the world, one chocolate bar at a time. His company was called Sigvardsen's Sweets. He knew he couldn't do it alone. He needed someone with experience. He partnered with Tony Gradina, a seasoned chocolatier. Tony had learned the craft from his grandfather in Italy. He had a wealth of knowledge about traditional chocolate making. Together, they made a formidable team. They combined Charlie's business sense with Tony's craftsmanship. Their partnership was a match made in chocolate heaven. Charlie focused on the business side of things. He used his sales skills to secure deals with local stores. He also handled the marketing, promoting their unique blends of chocolate. Tony, on the other hand, was the creative genius behind the scenes. He experimented with different flavors and ingredients. He sourced the finest cocoa beans from around the world. They were both passionate about creating high-quality, delicious chocolate.